How crazy that is? Like we are literally measuring our self-worth by our fluency. Over time, your thinking is actually gonna shift from I had an embarrassing moment to I am an embarrassing person. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the second part of this series. And the first video, we talked about the reason why you might be struggling with your stutter, and you might feel like you're stuck or you're not improving when it comes to stuttering. In this video, we're going to continue from that. We did mention that we might be stuck because we're not taking enough care of our emotional side, which was anxiety and self-esteem in general. So we did mention those two reasons. So in this video, I'm going to focus more about the self-esteem parts. So before we start the video, I I want you to follow with me here. And I actually have just done an exercise. I want you to note, what did you feel when you saw me just now stuttering? I want you to note down all the thoughts and all the judgments that you had just now, right? And I'm going to guess here that ones of those judgments were that you were thinking that I was nervous, or I was a bit struggling there and that I needed help, and then you wanted to finish my sentence, and probably you were thinking that, or you were just thinking that I'm not practicing enough exercises, or I'm not applying breathing techniques, or it can be just I have a weak personality, or I'm weak in general, or I'm not strong enough, or I don't have enough confidence from the camera. So all of those can be judgments. I'm not telling you to not judge. Well, you can do it. I'm just a random person on the internet, so that is perfectly fine. Plus, it's a good exercise. The reason I'm saying it is a good exercise because you can practice it towards yourself. And the way I want you to do this is to pause the video once again and think about a time when you stuttered around people. I want you to pause it and think about all the judgments you had towards yourself. By judgment, I mean what you thought about yourself after you stuttered, or why stuttering, and what you thought that people were thinking about you. The other thing that I want you to note is feelings. What did you feel after you stuttered? So pause the video and then, if I had to take a wild guess, I would say that you felt embarrassed, you felt ashamed of yourself, you felt like you're weak, you're not confident enough, or something among the lines that you're not good enough, and there is something wrong with you, that you have to fix it. Like something is missing, right? And something is really wrong that is causing you all of the shame, which is in this case simply the way you speak. I want you to think, is that statement true? Because what we are saying here, we are determining our worth just by the way we speak. I know that this thing might be really subtle and we might not notice it each time we do all of this judgment, but the thing is, we are really thinking that our worth, our self-esteem, our entire personality and values are just determined by how fluent we are. Imagine how crazy that is. Like we are literally measuring our self-worth by our fluency, as if we speak fluent enough, we're going to think in a good way about ourselves. But in the opposite, if we speak less fluent, or if we stuttered, we think terrible. We think that we are terrible. We think that we are such a lazy people that are not capable to fix the way they speak, and we might like tell so many negative judgments about ourselves. So why is it that our brain goes automatically into negative thinking and negative self-judgment? And what does it have those judgments from the first place? Right? To answer this question, we have to go to our past experiences. So I want you to think back to the times when you spoke and actually something painful happened. It could be that people made fun of you, interrupted you mid-sentence, completed your sentence, didn't uh, didn't give you the enough time. Then you were feeling embarrassed, you were feeling shame, you were feeling like you're not good enough, and you cannot actually do this simple thing of just speaking, just delivering your sentence. Imagine this embarrassment. We're going to focus on that feeling, embarrassment, right? If it happened only once, then it's okay. If it happens only a few times, then we can actually pass it. But then imagine it happened each and every time you spoke. Over time, your thinking is actually gonna shift from I had an embarrassing moment to I am an embarrassing person. Like you will think that you and the stutter are actually the same thing, which is not the case. You, as a person, you have your own values, you have your own personality, and then you struggle with something that is with the disorder, which is called stuttering, which is by itself just a mechanical issue, as we explained it in the first video. We said that stuttering is just a synchronization, or it's a speech coordination issue, so it has nothing to do with the person you are. But unfortunately, things happened in the past that let you think that way, or that let your mind think this way. So now what we need to do is we need to separate the two of you. We need to separate you as a person that has its own qualities and values from something which is not even a person. It's a disorder, right? So when we actually make this separation, you're gonna estimate yourself for the person you are. And to actually make things more clear, let's define what is self-esteem and let's differentiate it from self-confidence. This way, whenever you're gonna hear people telling you that you need more confidence, you know that the problem is not self-confidence. So let's define them both. Self-esteem is about the value you place on yourself as a person, regardless what you achieve in this life. I'm going to repeat it again. Regardless how well you perform in this life, it doesn't matter. It's just the value that you believe you have as a person. You are a person, you have your own values, your own personality. This entire thing has a value that you believe you have. This thing is called self-esteem. It's how you estimate yourself regardless of the things that you've achieved. I cannot stress enough the importance of the last phrase that I said, which is regardless of how well you perform, it doesn't matter, right? Whereas self-confidence is this belief that you can do stuff. I'm not saying that you are going to succeed, is that you can do stuff, and then even if you fail, you're going to do them again, and then you're gonna get better. This entire belief that you can achieve stuff is called self-confidence. So for people who stutter, they can actually be confident in their studies, in their job, in their career. So they believe that they can do well in their studies, and many of them are actually really successful when it comes to their studies or careers. But then when it comes to self-esteem and its relation with stuttering, things might go wrong there, right? And we need to pay attention more of this side. So from now on, please know self-confidence. You have enough of self-confidence. You do not need it anymore. If you find yourself lacking that, well, it is a separate thing. At least we separated the two. So from now on, at least when it comes to stuttering, we have to take care of our self-esteem because unfortunately, as we said before, they become linked. The stutter as a disorder becomes equal to the person we are, which is not true at all. I know that you might logically think that it is not true, but then you might tell me, uh, it's just my brain that it thinks that. And I do understand. This is why I am not blaming you here. This entire video or the series that I will be making, their purpose is to bring your attention back to the things that actually matter. So no blame, no shame. It's just to drag your attention back to the thing that will make you improve. So to recap, if you're going to take only one thing from this entire video, it's gonna be this. Your self-worth doesn't depend on how fluent you are. You can stutter as severely as you want, but then you have your self-esteem as something constant, as something that is not gonna change, no matter how well you performed in life. It doesn't matter how well you are, or how well you perform, or how fluent you are. Those things, those performances, do not actually matter. What matters is that you have a constant, unchangeable worth of yourself, and you're going to keep it there in the corner, and it's never gonna change, no matter what you do. Especially when it comes to stuttering, that does not relate to it at all. I want you to know that actually, when you start to separate yourself from the actual disorder, you're going to feel less pressure, because it's not gonna be a test anymore each time you're gonna speak. I guess all of us know that each time we're speaking, it's like a test. It's like you have to perform well. You have to sound fluent enough. Or else you're gonna judge yourself and you're gonna affect your self-esteem. So this is the main reason why you should actually start thinking of separating the two. So that was it for this video. I hope you guys will be more aware of the trap that we've been talking about. I see you in the next upcoming videos. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Love ya.